Do you want to talk about anything about Luke Walton? I know how much you hate him getting
Oh,
fired.
well, Walton, he finally got fired the day after, Kings fan vomited on their court. So clearly that was the final straw. um, I think the Kings, they were pretty adamant on wanting to make it to the end of this contract because like each of the last few coaches they've fired within a year or two and still had to pay them their full contract. So I think with Luke, they were just like, we got to make it to the end. We just have to. We can't have any dead money here. But like, he's clearly been awful and he should not be a head coach. He's over his head and he's lost this locker room and his rotations they just make no sense. And the Kings' problems are much bigger than Luke Walton. Like he needed to be fired, but they just lost yesterday to a 76ers team that was without Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Seth Curry. I'm pretty sure they were without another couple of guys too. I saw that the highest paid player that played yesterday for them was Furkan Korkmaz with $4.8 million salary.
Oh, yeah.
And they beat the Sacramento Kings who were full strength. So that tells you all you need to know about where the Kings are at right now. And they're on a bad losing streak. And, now all of a sudden, everyone who's loved De'Aaron Fox and said, he's untouchable. Now it's like, well, now all of a sudden he's touchable. Maybe we should trade De'Aaron Fox for Ben Simmons straight up.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world. However, yeah, I think it's good. I've thought Luke Walton was the worst coach in the NBA since he was with the Lakers. I haven't been a huge
overrated.
fan.
I mean, he only got hired because
he was a Laker.
The Warriors had an amazing he only got hired by the Lakers because the Warriors had an amazing run when Walton stepped in for Kerr while he had back surgery. But like, I could have stepped in for Steve Kerr and had that record. Like, come on. It was one of the best teams in NBA history.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with Luke.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm just hoping we'll see who they get. I mean, obviously Becky Hammon's back on the table. I really love Steve Clifford. I know what he can do for a team that's not good at defense. He can turn a lot into a little into a lot, and he loves with his time with Kemba Walker. He did really well with that, so I think he could help out De'Aaron Fox and all those other guards too. So, and maybe put some more pressure on me, like, all right, we got to make a Buddy Hield trade happen. Like, whomever the new coach is. I mean, Kenny Atkinson's still out there. He's more of a developmental coach, but there's a lot of options, and I'm excited to see who they can come in and hopefully give them a needed change.
No, Steve Clifford could be good. Maybe they try someone new as an assistant on some other team that we don't know about. Obviously, David Vanterpool has been a name thrown around NBA circles for a few years now. But yeah, I think in general, this team just needs to make a commitment of what they want to do next. They've been holding on to Buddy Hield. They're still holding on to Marvin Bagley for no reason. They drafted Davion Mitchell this year, who looks like a solid player, but like they already had two solid guards. So like that's still a questionable move, no matter what he turns into, in my opinion.
That was just best available at the time. I like that one. We'll see how it turns out, but I still think him, De'Aaron Fox, and Tyrese can play next to each other. It's a small ball, 1 through 3. I mean, Tyrese is 6'5", 6'6". I think it could work.
And you get a star power forward or center, because Rashawn Holmes is good, and him and Tyrese Halliburton have a really good connection. But
he's serviceable.
I mean, if you're going to start 3 guards, like you're going to need to find some good defender at the big.
Rashad Holmes is a serviceable center. He'd be a really nice center on like the Warriors or the Nets or the Celtics. He's a serviceable. He'd be a great backup center.
He'd probably be looked at a lot differently if he was on those teams, if we're being honest. Like if he put the same stat line on the Nets or the Warriors, people would be like, he's a star.
Yeah.
Look at him. But now he's on the Kings. They're like, oh yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
But he's on the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the perception in the NBA. They got to win games to be considered great players, unfortunately.
Unless you're Luka or Trae Young. You're just good regardless.
Yeah, or Lou Dort. Same category.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I got on that. I mean, right now their interim coach is Alvin Gentry, which is like, kind of funny that he's already a head coach again after getting fired from the Pelicans. Like, I guess he probably knew he was going to possibly get an opportunity as interim. So he's like, sure, I'll go to the Kings. Luke looks like he's about to get fired.
Honestly, I'll be super disappointed if they're like, we'll just go with Alvin Gentry. I'm like, dude, did you watch the one? Did you watch?
But it would be the most Kings move ever, right?
It would. They'd be like, oh, well,
if they finished like say they finished the year like winning 8 out of their 10 games and they still only got like 32 wins, the Kings would be like, oh, we have to extend this guy. This is the best coach we've ever had.
Yeah, I don't know. Just we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I want the Kings to be good. I'm as a Timberwolves fan, you as a Magic fan, we have been right there with the Kings, bottom of the conference for years. We know what it feels like to have this type of pain and not make the playoffs for such a long time. So I want them to get out of this. I mean, it's a bummer, but it all starts from the top. Their ownership, their general management has been shit for years. They passed on Luka just because they didn't like his dad and they weren't sure if he was going to translate from the Europe to the NBA, even though everybody else thought he was going to translate just fine. That move is going to haunt them forever.
Yeah, I mean, they even could have just had Jaren Jackson Jr. Like, wait,
yeah, or Trey Young,
or Trey Young.
Yeah, they were the second overall pick. They could have had anyone not named DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
It's fucking rough.
Could have had Mobamba.
Mobamba. He'd be better than Marvin Bagley.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's wrap it up here. We had some fun topics today, discussing some struggling teams as well as some players that are on the rise. So let's see what changes here in the next week. It's Thanksgiving this week, so hopefully our players start eating up, huh?
Especially Mo.
All right, man. Well, we'll leave it at that. Strictly Ball Business episode 22. We'll see you guys next time. Please subscribe, by the way, YouTube, as well as our Spotify and Apple Music. Let us know in the YouTube comments what you like about us, what you don't like about us. We don't care. We're still going to make videos, but let us know. But we don't care, just so you know. All right. See you guys.